everybody. Cheryl from Reckless Hill. Stopping in to do our craft roulette card for this week. Our parameters are an encouragement card, sophisticated, house pet, thread, or twine. So pretty easy one, except of course, you know, we get all in our head about it. At least I do. So while you can't legally have meerkats as pets, I'm using meerkats because I love this old stamp set. But you can have a pet lizard, so he's in here too. Because if you could have a pet meerkat, I would. I'm about to stamp off the edge. Ah! Make a mess. Trying to make the dirt over here level with the dirt next to him. So that little guy peeking out of the ground. I'm going to set those aside so I can wipe them off. Cover up the ink before anything bad happens. And obviously we're here for you, is encouragement. I'm just going to put a teeny bit of color into our little meerkats with my Prismacolors, just because everything else on the card is going to be black and white to be sophisticated. I am not an expert color artist. I like to color. It is a thing that I find, I don't know if fun is the word, therapeutic maybe. And I want to kind of fill these in well, but I also don't want to darken the color up too much because I want them to be light. And so I'm going to put this kind of brown all over them. And then I'll go back and put a little bit of shading around where their little armies and stuff are. I think it's so cute. They're all like holding on to each other. Somewhere in my photos of, I took Lily to the zoo on a field trip. We've been to the zoo more than once, but this particular time. She's standing with her hand on the glass looking at this meerkat, and the meerkat's on the other side looking right back at her as if they're having some sort of weird conversation. And it's hilarious to me because the meerkat's like, what's she looking at? And vice versa. If you're new here, Lily is my daughter. She is 15 now. At the time she was much smaller. She would still stand and stare at meerkats at 15 because she's still cool. Or she's not as cool as her classmates. Depends on how they would see it, but she doesn't care. She's not worried about her rep. So it's like a little bit like watching paint dry, watching somebody color, I guess. Maybe today's the day I figure out how to speed up video. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't know that the worst part is editing. And if you do, you do know that. Which is why a lot of us like to go live, because then it's like, well, what happens, happens. This guy's face. That guy. There. I could probably have done this with alcohol markers, and I like alcohol markers. I just sometimes like the softer look of a colored pencil, plus feel of it, you know, a good colored pencil, not one that's scratchy. But I don't know if you can tell, this doesn't, Prismacolors have such a nice soft, I want to say lead, but that's not the correct word, but point, that they don't do that horrible scratchy noise, which I know, not the end of the world, but. So I'm just going to go where any parts of the body sort of overlap and give a little shadow. Any place that the artist has put some shadow, little shadow. Again, this will not be the most beautiful coloring you see online. Let's see. Let's say the sun is coming from off to the left, so we'll do it along this side. So if you get overwhelmed by shadows and stuff, don't take it too serious. Think about, like, if you used to do balloon letters or whatever and shadow them, just as long as it's, pick a side the sun's coming from, shadows go on that side, lighter side goes towards the light. Sun, fake light, whatever's happening with your critters. And then there will also be shadows where, like, the critters are overlapping each other, like where their body overlaps their tail. And again, even if you didn't do this, somebody's going to get the card, think it's adorable. Don't get too stressed out about it. If you have people who you're stressed out about sending cards to, don't send cards to those people. They're awful. Because I don't think I've ever gotten a card, even if it was not something that I would consider my style or something I wouldn't have done, that I didn't appreciate the fact that somebody put the effort into it. Whether it was even just mailing one from Hallmark, I love getting a card. And I'm just going to lightly color our ground line a different brown. And I mean, like literally, I'm just putting the idea that the ground is there, not going crazy with it. Let me give this little guy some shadow, though, because he doesn't have any dots or anything underneath him. And then let's see what green we have for Mr. Lizard. Yike, apparently I've used that green a lot. It needs sharpened. I guess I could be giving you colors if you're Prismacolor people. PC 941 is what I did with the meerkats with, and PC 909 is what I'm doing the lizard with. And if you don't have Prismacolors, get out your Crayolas. I still like a Crayola. I have to say, once I got a set of Prismacolors, I've been pretty spoiled, though. I don't get out much else. Alcohol markers, etc. But as far as colored pencils, these guys. And they're hidden from the children. And PC 989 for his little circles on his. And I'm actually going to do his little eyes that color too, because sometimes they have some color in their eyes. Could have done him some cool colors like he was an Gila monster. So I am just going to level this bottom off because I just hacked it off real quick. And then, so that is, 2 would be too short, so let's do 2 1/4. And the only reason I need to know the number is that I'm going to back it, so I have to. 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we'll do 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. So 1/4 inch bigger each way gives us an 1/8 inch border on all the sides. So probably if I was just randomly making a card, black and white wouldn't be what I would go for an encouragement card. But sophisticated it is. And this is a, I'll have to look at what the name of this paper is. It is in the last chance list with Stampin' Up! Right now, and the meerkats are sadly long out of creation. But they are, it's the kind of thing you can find if you're determined to find it, you can find it online. The paper is Botanical Textures, and it's just a bunch of black and whites, both the backgrounds like you just saw and florals, and I kind of like it because some of it I can color. I used some of the backgrounds for Halloween stuff, so it was a nice, I got it, you know, on the markdown, and I like that it's a nice neutral. I promise one of these days I'm going to actually clean out my tip on this so that it continues to work. Yeah, and it's today. Today it's going to have to be today. I do have to go to work this morning, so after work I will set this over here to remind myself I'm going to do that. Mercy. Take that. For now, we'll see if this one works better. Amazing how if the tip is cleared out it is. This is the slightly less fine one too. It has a different glue in it. So the super fine tip one obviously is the one that's going to clog up the most, but still doesn't clog up like those little tiny bottles I used to get. I just went with a craft colored card base. Again, I like it. It fits the sophisticated thing, but it isn't just, I didn't want to do black. Alright, so let's find another pattern to add a little stripe or something. I do not have a pattern for this. This is, I'm just sort of going random. I'm going to do the full height of that. So 7, 6 3/4. I did a 5x7 card. I like all different kinds of cards, but for whatever reason, right now I'm on a 5x7 kick. Nope. So 1 3/4. 6 3/4. This was actually a scrap from that. I'm going to really be lazy and use my glue runner. Well, how did I manage that? Nothing to see here, just trim a little bit more off. Apparently I didn't do 1 3/4, I did 1 1/2. Oh, I'd done 1 3/4 on this, never mind. Do I like that side more? Since we have the back, this to back it? I think so. And then our final thing is thread. Oh, and I don't know if you guys, I'm sure a million people have this trick, but if it's gonna overhang like that and you have layers, I don't necessarily need to foam tape it because I don't want it to be raised. I just want it to be the same height as the rest of it. So on the end that's going to hang over, make sure it's not going to be too wide. There we go. So especially when you're making 5x7 cards, you have all those little strips, which I also am making tags, Christmas tags and stuff out of the strips as well. But that way you don't waste your strips. Oh, thread. So all of my pretty thread seems to be at my shop because I was doing some sewing there between, like, while waiting for the kids to get off work. So I have some random, this Clark's, this would have come with the sewing machine I bought. Like, I don't even know how old it is. I don't know if there's a good way to make this look nice. No, there's not. Okay. I'm going to finish this part, put it together, and then I will take a picture of it with, I will bring twine from the shop and put twine on it because I do not like that. It's too thin. So there's that. I'll add a photo with it, just twine on it, and I will probably add something, a white sheet on the inside and put something. So it has these other sentiments, or I can just put happy birthday or something. And my phone is telling me to go to, my watch is telling me to go to work. So have a great day, y'all. I'll post this now and then I'll add the twine later. Have a great one. Bye.